put my record against his any day of the week.
I will put it against Donald Trump. This got one of the worst records in anywhere. Well, Kamala, let's go. Challenge accepted. Are you ready? Let's compare our record point by point.
Donald Trump left that meeting with the National Association of Black Journalists and headed straight to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for a rally. The first time he's been in that state since the harrowing assassination attempt that came a fraction of an inch from taking his life. And what a scene it was, an emotional one, a heartwarming one. And oh, by the way, he came ready to fight Kamala Harris. Let's watch.
As you know, this is my first return to Pennsylvania since our rally in Butler. We're going back to Butler, too, by the way. People said to me, "Are you serious?" I said, "I'm serious. We're going back." It's a great place. 18 days ago, where we had a very terrible day. We had a rough day, I will tell you, by all accounts. I should not be with you today. I shouldn't be with you.
He announced he is definitely going back to Butler. He had said this on a post on Truth Social, but this is the first time he said it out loud at a rally. And what a moment, what a cheer that was. And can you imagine how dramatic it's going to be standing in that very same spot? I can't wait for that rally. And he talked about all of the precautions that they're saying right now, that he shouldn't do any more outdoor rallies. This one was inside an arena in Harrisburg, but he's being cautioned by the Secret Service that he should do no more outdoor rallies. Fascinating, isn't it? That's election interference is what it is. You can't tell me that Barack Obama in 2008 didn't have the same level of security threat when he did outdoor rallies. And I remember him doing them in amphitheaters, in football stadiums, in huge parks. Remember, I think it was in Chicago, where they had a huge outdoor concert. They always have a concert, by the way. People show up to see Green Day, right? And then he speaks afterwards. But I remember them doing that then, and they were able to secure the place. Why are they now telling Donald Trump that he can't do outdoor rallies? I'll tell you why. Because Kamala Harris can't draw the same kind of numbers that he's drawing. And they don't want that political comparison. Once again, I know it's shocking. Secret Service acting politically. I mean, it's not like we've seen anything like that in the last few days. He talked specifically about these outdoor rallies because they're very important to him and his campaign strategy and to we, the people, the voters.
This is a hell of a big arena. How many seats? This looks like Madison Square Garden. This is a big, beautiful place. Wow. I didn't care. Although they'd prefer that we be in an arena. I don't know why. But we're not giving up the outdoor rallies. You know, all those people that we had to turn away today at an outdoor rally, we had 107,000 people show up in New Jersey. 107,000.
That's right. See, if he does an outdoor rally, everybody can be accommodated, and it's a huge, unbelievable visual like we saw in New Jersey at that rally. If it's indoor, then you're limited, right? And you have to turn people away. But the crowd size is going to be limited to the arena itself. And that's another reason why they're doing this. So he says we're not giving up the outdoor rallies. They're going to go back to doing them. And that's good news. And then something happened. As he's doing his thing and he's talking to the crowd, he spots somebody in the crowd who he recognized from Butler, Pennsylvania, 18 days before. And watch this moment.
When bullets are fired in a stadium, everyone really gets moving fast. They call it a stampede. Nobody moved. You looked at the people behind me, right? Everyone's seen those people. Those people have become legendary. That was just a small group. The main tens of thousands of people around here, you couldn't even see the end. Nobody ran. Nobody moved. They knew I was in trouble. They said, he's in trouble. If you went to a soccer stadium where you'll have a bullet go off, one bullet, the whole place runs for the exits. Nobody ran. And how about the man behind me with the black outfit and the green floppy hat? He's like this. David, did you see him? He's looking, right? Where? Get up here. Is that him? Yeah, that's... Wow. That's great, huh? Well, you can be in a foxhole with me anytime, man.
That's an amazing moment. And I just want to say, playing into the larger theme that we're seeing this week, it's something that you can't see Kamala Harris do. Everything that Kamala Harris does is so scripted and so phony and so fake. It's Hollywood. She's playing a character. Everything that she has done has been direct on. Even the lines like, oh, we're going to do it again in 2024, or you meet me face to face, Donald, and all of it is scripted. Watch her. She's just better at reading a teleprompter than Joe Biden is, which isn't saying much. But real, natural human moments like that, you don't see her doing. But he did bring a woman up on stage, and I want you to see this moment because she also had a hand in what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. And as you'll see from Donald Trump, he thinks in a way this woman saved his life.
You can see it on a certain chart that I have. This chart saved my life. Where is that chart? I love that chart. I'm going to sleep with that chart for the rest of my life, that chart. That chart. The amazing thing, the people that operate the computers and all the brilliant equipment we have backstage, she said to me, she's great, she's great. She should come out. Just tell her to come out here for a second. Quick, 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 quick. You got to get her out. She's never done this before. She saved my life, in a sense. I said, you saved my life. Here she is. Wow. Wow.
Hi.
No, she's a computer genius. She saved my life. No. So, the story is over. But that chart, I only use it probably less than 20% of the time. So, in other words, we do the rallies and stuff. Sometimes I'll pull it down, sometimes I won't, because I do things a little bit at random.
It's just a wholesome moment and really genuine to bring out the woman. Her job is to work out these computer graphics and put them up whenever he calls for them and ship on the fly and stuff. And I like real human beings in this world of pretend make-believe media and politics. When you have somebody wholesome and genuine part of this story in such an enormous way. Think about that woman for the rest of her life. It's just overwhelming sometimes when you think about it. She'll be able to tell everyone that she ever encounters and her children that she was in charge of pushing a button to put a graphic up on the screen that saved Donald Trump because he turned to look at it. Now, you remember earlier this week in Atlanta when Kamala Harris challenged Donald Trump specifically on immigration, right? You remember this?
I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
Remember that? Yeah. Again, it's all so rehearsed. It's so staged. It's so practiced in front of a mirror in your bathroom before you go out there. Any day of the right. I did that. We were making fun of her with this thing because it was so obviously rehearsed and forced. Trump picked up on that too. Watch this.
I will put it against Donald Trump.
So he kind of made fun of her. But I want to show you the longer clip that goes well beyond just mocking her hand gesture there. Watch this, and you tell me if you think Donald Trump is in any way scared of facing off with Kamala Harris on immigration.
In one of the most astoundingly phony moments in her speech last night, Kamala Harris bragged that, quote, I will proudly put my record against Donald Trump's any day of the week. I will put it against Donald Trump. This got one of the worst records in anywhere. Well, Kamala, let's go. Challenge accepted. Are you ready? Let's compare our record point by point.
Look at that reaction, right? They're ready. We're all ready for that face-off. And he didn't stop there. He described Kamala Harris's record so far in the only way that it can be described.
She's the worst ever. And she's going to be your president. She will destroy our country. This November, the American people are going to compare these records, and they're going to tell Baltazar Harris You have done a horrible job. You're a disgrace to our country. You're fired. Get out of here. You're fired. Get out.
We love the "you're fired" thing, coming back again with this 2016 energy, right? He's not the former president running. No, he's the apprentice dude running. I think they're trying to recapture sort of that momentum they had in 2016 as the upstart challenger. You thought you had a stark choice between 81-year-old, barely feeble, incapable Joe Biden and Donald Trump. But honestly, now that they've switched him out with Kamala Harris, frankly, the comparison is even more stark. And he explained that yesterday.
The contrast could not be more stark. On the one hand, you have a radical left puppet candidate who is fake, fake, fake. And on the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight for America.
Fight, 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 becoming the rallying cry of this presidential campaign for Donald Trump. But the fake Kamala Harris narrative is definitely hitting home and it's resonating. That's why you're seeing so much about it. That's why he raised the issue of her switching her ethnicity depending on the audience that's in front of her, even her voice and her accent. And he continued along those lines.
Because everything about Kamala Harris rollout, it's phony and it's fake. Did you see when President Obama and Michelle called? Did you see? Hello? Hello? Yes. Yes. Who is this? Oh, this is Michelle and Barack. Oh. So surprised to hear. They got 4 cameras in front. Oh, I'm so surprised. It's on speakerphone. Listen, we just want to congratulate you on destroying Joe Biden. I mean, on winning the... Hey, is Joe Biden going to... Was that the phoniest phone call you've ever seen? How do you think, Dan? What do you think? Dan Muser, great congressman. What do you think? Was that a phony phone call? You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't get away. In your district, you wouldn't get away with it, would you?
Kamala is phony. Kamala is fake. This entire campaign is a Hollywood script. It's good that they're picking up on this and using it more and more and more. He was relentless with it, in fact.
In her speech in Atlanta last night, Kamala Harris even tried to outbrand a new Southern accent. Did you hear a new accent? If I ever did that, all of those people back there, look at them. Look at all those cameras. When I go through hell, I'd have a week of hell if I ever tried to do that.
That's true. The fake Southern accent. Why is it Hillary and Obama and Kamala can get away with it? You should try that if you're not a Democrat.
The evidence showed that all these stories were fake, including me wanting to grab a big, strong Secret Service agent around the neck. Think of this. Think of this. I'm in a car. I say, fellas, I'd love to go down to the Capitol. Sir, we don't think it's good because, you're very exposed there to all that. Okay. I said, you don't think we could? No. So I said, all right, where do you want to go? They'll go back to the White House. That's the experience. This one person had me getting extremely upset. I don't get upset. When somebody smart says, sir, you're probably better. And nothing was happening. Just people were walking down. Remember, patriotically, right? Right? Right. So they had me coming from the back of the car. Now, these guys are very strong. They're young and strong. Not as strong as me, but they're strong. And I grabbed the one guy driving, and he's got arms like this. I grabbed him, and I was rebuffed. And then I went over to the right, and I think he's like a world champion karate guy, right? Like a very tough cookie. Bobby. His name's Bobby. That's all I know, but I know him well. He's a good guy. And I grabbed him around the neck. And I began to twist and turn. And he was in tremendous pain because of the power of Trump. Tremendous pain. And then I went back to the White House and I started throwing hamburgers at the wall. This is the story this person told. So they went to the Secret Service. They found out it was all bullshit. Everything.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. None of that was on the teleprompter. But this, again, Trump was in the mood yesterday to just be Trump and to be real and be genuine. That, of course, is a story that was told in the January 6th committee hearing. The way when he retells the story and say, okay, so this is what we're supposed to believe, that this is what I did on January 6th. This is what they're prosecuting me for, apparently. And as you see how absurd it is and how ridiculous it is and how unbelievable it is and how obviously phony it is, it's important to recognize Liz Cheney believed all that. Adam Kinzinger believed all that. Every anchor on every cable station out there believed all that. Jake Tapper believed all that. Jake Tapper had Cassidy Hutchinson, the person who came up with that story, on his show. And he furrowed his brow like Jake Tapper does. And you know he believed it. It was very important and sincere and earnest. They all believed that story. And it takes Donald Trump to actually point out the absurdity of all of it to make them look like the fools that they are. Great rally yesterday. Can't wait for the one coming up in Butler.